everyone, it's Linda from LyndaCreates, and I have a sunny summery project that I'm going to start working on, and it involves a Hawaiian shirt because it is close to Father's Day and some dads love Hawaiian shirts. So I'm working with that, and then I'm working with a riot of colors, different, mostly pearl cottons, some embroidery floss, but I just pulled colors out that I wanted to use, whatever the type of thread it is, and a little bit of fabric. And the other fun thing about this is that I'm working on this while on a camping trip, a glamping trip really. So you'll see a little bit of the experiences I had on the trip. Unusual experiences, things that I've never experienced before, but were really fun. But in the meantime, I was able to do some stitching on this, so I will show you that. Just going to play with it and see what I get. Just kind of, again, a nice summery project to work on. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm going to make. So I'm starting with a piece of, it was upholstery fabric. It has a very loose weave, which is why I selected it, and I have it on an 11 by 11 inch plastic frame, stretcher frame. The finished size, I'm going to put it into my stitch notebook, so it roughly can be about 8.5 by 11 inch size. So with this being 11, I'll keep it within this range and a little narrower. So that's what I'm going to start with. And then on the shirt, I studied this shirt quite a bit. So I wanted to get a nice Hawaiian hibiscus flower, and can't be too large. Like, I love this one, but it's really big. So it would take up quite a bit of my frame doing that, which I thought was a little too big. So what I came down to was this flower, which was a nice size, and then this is just leaves and little flowers here. So I'm going to fussy cut these two out and then start putting my picture together, or where I'm going to stitch. Like I said, I'm going to fussy cut. Okay. So this is where I'm going to start with, and we come in a little bit closer. Okay, so here's my frame, and I'm thinking something, actually I could do it something like this. And maybe something like this where you could see all these leaves. So they're not fussy cut out yet, but I have them placed where I'm thinking I kind of want the layout. But what I want to do is add a little bit more blocky color. Now, I was gifted this fabric recently, and I know it's not Hawaiian, but it's a batik, and it's a really good color to work with here. So I am trying to get a piece that has blues, greens, and some of that pink in there. Okay, so I'm looking at this. This might be too big. Okay. So what I'm thinking, of just making like a block. Like an accent piece. I mean, I may do it where the pink is near the top. And okay, so something sort of like that, where the flowers will overlap it. Bring a little bit of color in there, a little bit of the calming blues and greens. Let's see, I also marked, I put a little mark with my friction pen, just a little tiny mark that indicates about 8 inches wide. So I have some idea about where I'm working towards. I can have it, I do plan for it to run off the page as well, so it can go outside of that, but I don't want to lose too much of it. So that is, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Okay, I'm going to do some real fussy cutting now. I've done all my fussy cutting, and you can now see how it looks. That red background made it look so different. So now this is the layout, and I'm going to again come in with a lot of different threads and yarns and pearl cottons and whatever I come up with, but I just wanted to share what the fussy cutting looked like. Let me come in a little bit. So I have my hibiscus and these flowers. I like how it's looking so far, and now I'll start stitching, and I'll show you the stitching along the way. So I'm working on this piece so far, and I'm doing variations and colors in there, and I felt like it needed something, so I played with a little piece of pink gauze, and I'm thinking I needed to break up this line here, so I wanted, obviously underneath the leaves and flowers, to stitch this down. I wanted to add that there, but it's a little too pink for the color of that I'm making this hibiscus. So I'm going to add a little color to this using my Inktense. Let me get that down. My Inktense bars. And I'm thinking I'll do something, adding a little bit of, okay, let me play with that. Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit of an orangier color. Let's just try this. I don't want it to turn orange, I just want it to turn peach. So I'm hoping it doesn't turn too orange, which it looks like it already is. I don't know. I definitely dulled the pink down. So, okay, so that's the color I have right now. It has a little bit more intense pink. I'm just going to try this, just adding a little wash of pink to it. Kind of just keeps, it was pink, then I took it orange, and now I'm making it pink again. I know, it sounds funny, but I think that's the color I want. Okay, I'm just going to let that dry, once it's completely dry, I should be able to shred it up a little bit, or shred the edges. Can you see that color? This is where it was, and this is where I have it now. And this, I think, will be so much better with the other pinks. Okay, I love Inktense block. I'm just sharing how far I've come on this so far. Stitching away. Let's see, I have two thicknesses of pearl cotton in there, and then I'm using some of my yarn. What is this called? The for crewel work, that kind of yarn. I have some of that, and I'm going to finish it off with some thin embroidery floss. So I'm just kind of using a little bit of everything in there, and I've outlined the flowers, you can see there. And I'm just going to keep filling it in. I added some of the bright aqua color just as a contrast. I'm a little cautious yet. I will add a lot more when I come to these leaves, but I'm just kind of getting used to my style right now. I'm just going to keep going. So I'm going to keep working on this. There'll be a part 2, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this piece when I'm done. But I wanted to share some of the things that I have done on this, and I wasn't able to show all the stitching because I was on a trip, but I just wanted to show the leaves, different types of fibers, and some colors that I don't usually mix together. The flower, I'm going to actually stitch down the stamen there, so I'll do that later. I did some slow stitching to hold this gauze down, and I still have a lot more to do to finish off the leaves, finish these flowers here. I just need to finish it off some more, so that'll be part of part 2, but I wanted to share this, and I wanted to share some of the adventures I had on my little camping trip. I hope you enjoyed this video and got a chance to see something a little different, that you don't need to use standard fabrics to do this. So please check out my website, LyndaCreates.com, that's Linda with a Y, and see what other projects I've done. And please leave a comment on this video. Let me know if you're enjoying the slow stitching, unusual or different, not unusual, but different fabrics that I'm using. Different things going off in a different direction. Not everyone thinks to use Hawaiian shirt fabric for slow stitching. They usually use beautiful cottons that have a very gorgeous chintz look. But I thought, why not use Hawaiian shirt fabric, especially around Father's Day, since it was a man's shirt. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in part 2 when I finish this off. There won't be any camping videos in the second one because I'm back in the studio, but you will see what I do with this. Let me pull back a little bit. And I just want to thank everyone for watching, and I will see you in my next video.